Welcome to my YouTube channel. This channel is dedicated to Georgia PTA Reflections program. There are many videos on this channel that talk about different topics of this Reflections program, and I hope that you find them helpful. Please check them out to get information about other areas of the program. I am your Georgia State PTA Reflection Specialist, Angie Dover, and if you ever have any questions or you need help with your program, please feel free to contact me at my email address. It is reflections@Georgia, spell out the whole word, pta.org. This particular video is going to go over the entry form packet, the theme search packet, the Georgia State poster, and the national flyer that advertises the program. First, I want to start with the entry form packet. National has condensed it down to 3 pages, and when I put out my hard copies, I like to do the first 2 pages front and back, and then have the second page be the actual entry form. The first page I do is the how to enter page, and I put that right on top because you'll see here you can fill in some things like your contact information, your deadline at your local unit for turning in the reflections entries, and then also down on the page you'll see the rules for the different categories are discussed. On that back page, I like to put the official rules section, and that just goes into a little more details about the actual official rules of the Reflections program, like eligibility, the different category rules, and then the different divisions, which National has put special artist as a division now instead of just a box to check on your entry form, so that you will see underneath divisions versus grade division, right under that is the special artist division. And you can find out the rules for that under that little section there. There is more information about the different categories on another video about the reflections categories. So please check that out. The last page of the student entry form packet is the actual entry form itself. You will see at the top is the information about your school and your local unit. So you want to put your name, your ID number, your name as the chair, and your contact information. Please put your actual contact information, your phone number and email, not the school's phone number, so that if I have a question or one of the students has a question, they can actually get in touch with you. Under that is your district, your council, or your area, and then your dates that dues have been paid, insurance has been paid, that kind of thing. That information can usually be gotten from your PTA president or the secretary. The next part of that box is the student information. Student name, grade, age, and classroom. Then the parent or guardian name with the email address of that parent or guardian and a phone number. Sometimes high school students will put their own email address and phone number in there, and then their address. Underneath that is the parent student signature section, and then we come to the division section, which you will see I have highlighted in yellow the special artist under the divisions, and then the categories. Down at the bottom you will see the visual art category, where I have placed the size limitation highlighted in yellow for 3D visual art pieces, which is 18 inches by 18 inches by 18 inches. That is just an easier way of getting the entries around in one piece. If you have bigger entries, they tend not to travel well and they start to fall apart. And then once it gets to me, it's in pieces and it can't be judged and it has to be disqualified. So by making the size limit a little bit smaller, then hopefully we will get the entries more in better shape, basically. After that is the artist statement, or title of work, and the details. The title of work and artist statement are the 2 most important parts of this form. If they don't have an artist statement and a title of work, the entry gets disqualified, and so then it can't be entered at all. Now, for title of work, the student can use the current year theme, which for 2019-20 is Look Within, so that can be the title of their work. Also, they can put untitled as the title of their work. That is also totally acceptable. Under the details part, this little section that comes after title of work, you want to put things like, was it paint? Was it markers? Was it crayons that you did your 2D piece with? What kind of camera did you use to take your photograph with? Did you use your iPhone 6 to make your movie with? If you have music playing in the background of your dance choreography piece or in your film, you want to cite who the artist is and the title of the song. So for example, if you did a dance to Jonas Brothers Sucker, you want to put that in that line there where it says details, that's the music playing in the background. Also under details is where you want to put the word count for your literature entries, which is also very important because they cannot be more than 2,000 words. If they're typing it on the computer does the counting for them. They just have to fill it in. If they don't, then it needs to be counted by the chair and added. A lot of times it does get to me, and then I have to count it, which is not a whole lot of fun if it's a 10-page piece. After that is your artist statement section. That section has to be also completed. Now, artist statements need to be at least 10 words, but not more than 100. It should be explaining why the student is representing the theme in the way they did. So you've got to make sure that's in there. If it's less than 10 words, that is also a way to disqualify it. So just make sure that there's at least 10 words in there, and it can't be something like, I really liked this theme this year, so I did this picture. That doesn't really do it, but as long as it's 10 words, it is acceptable. The next thing I want to discuss is the theme search entry packet, which is really only 2 pages. The front page is the actual student entry form, very similar to the other entry form, but at the top it'll tell you that these entries are submitted to Georgia State PTA by Friday, November 1st. That is the deadline to have them into the Georgia PTA office. The entries must be postmarked by that deadline. They cannot be emailed into the office. They must be mailed and postmarked Friday, November 1st. Usually the students will send these in directly themselves. I suggest that you put the theme search entry form on your website, but not necessarily put out hard copies like you would your regular entry form. On here, you will see the box where the student puts in the theme they want to submit, then their information, the signature section, and then on the very bottom is the school information box, very similar to the box that's at the top of the student entry form in a page. On the back of this is the previous themes listed. And that way the student can go through those and see what's been used in the past so that they don't enter something that's a duplicate or really similar to those. Next, I want to show you the poster for Georgia State PTA. Each state has the option to print out their own Reflections poster for that year. And the way we pick it at Georgia State is we go through the visual art, 2D visual art and photography entries from the current year to see if there's one that best represents the following year. This year we are using a piece by Emily Grace Weaver that looks like this, and she is a 9th grader, or was a 9th grader at Brunswick High School in the Glenn County Council. Now, National also puts out their own flyer or poster that you can print out and fill in with information. This year's looks like this, and you'll see here on the bottom you can put your due date that the entries are due to you and your contact information. Now this one you will see is just on a piece of poster board, which usually works pretty well for middle school and high school students. If it's for elementary school, you might want to get something a little bit bigger, maybe put stickers on it or print out copy pieces that look like the different categories, or put that in the middle. You could also get students to draw that poster for you, and don't forget to hang it around the school in places where the kids will see them at their eye level. For your entry form and your theme search, again, put those on your PTA website. And then for your hard copy entry forms, please make sure you put those in a central located place of your school. Usually the media center is a great place for that because almost every student knows where the media center is. I usually see if my media specialist will let me set up my display for my entry form pickup right outside the door of the media center. And then when it's time for the students to drop off their entries, I give them a box or a big laundry basket that the entries can be put in, and I will either put that outside the door for the kids just to drop the entries in, or sometimes the media specialist will have it at her desk and they can put it there. And then I just go by every few days and pick up the entry so that nothing is left sitting in the box. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Again, I suggest you check out the other videos on this channel for more information about the Reflections program. I am your Georgia PTA Reflection Specialist, and if you have any questions or need any help with your program, please contact me at reflections@Georgia, spell out the whole word, PTA.org. And I thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.